Hey guys. Okay, so one of the things I absolutely love about this whole situation that we're going through at the moment is that suddenly everyone seems willing to experiment, to embrace new things, to try new things. So I was thinking about this morning and I was like, you know what? We need to shake up our videos. We need to try something new in that whole space, do things a little bit differently. I mean, hey, I love me a computer video. I love me a car video. I've done the whiteboard videos, I've done the magic board videos. But one thing I've never tried is a walking and talking video. So I thought, you know what, today when I'm out exercising, why don't I just grab the phone out and why don't I start recording this week's video? Let's see how it goes. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to talk about something that's very, very topical at the moment. We're going to talk about working from home. More specifically, I'm going to start by talking about what the 5 key rules are that you need to know if you're working from home at the moment. And then we're going to do some, let's say, crystal ball glazing. So I'm going to look into the future, gazing, not glazing, look into the future and sort of give you my thoughts or insights as to what I think is going to happen long term. So let's start with the 5 key things. First and foremost, you need to know that you need to have one permanent resident working within the business. So someone who's living at the property needs to work within the business. Number 2, you need to make sure that you have one or a maximum of one non-resident employee if you're in a house. If you're in a unit, unfortunately, it's no non-resident employees. So essentially 1 staff member if you're working from a house and 0 staff members if you're working from a unit or a townhouse. Now, rule number 3, you need to make sure that you have a maximum of 1 customer at or near the premises at any one time. So unfortunately, this means that you can't have someone in the property and someone pulling up to the property at the same time. There can't be any sort of crossover between those 2 parties. Number 3, you need to make sure that you are occupying a maximum of 50 square meters. Technically, the rules say 50 square meters or 30%, whichever is lesser, but that 30% never gets ticked off or it never actually comes into play. So let's just keep it nice and simple and let's just say a maximum of 50 square meters. Number 5, operating hours. You need to make sure you're not operating outside of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Saturday. So typically it's the maximum 1 customer, the maximum 50 square meters and the operating hours that get everyone. Especially when it's like a hairdresser or something like that. We had that inquiry the other day and the customer was just like, but I want to treat people at like 7 p.m. at night. This just isn't going to work for me, or I need people overlapping to get my economies or my feasibilities to work. And I'm like, yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to work. So they're the 5 key rules. Now, I've been talking to a lot of people recently and a question that keeps coming up time and time again is looking into the future. How do you think this whole COVID situation is going to change the way our cities operate, the way we operate as people? Now, I have a bucket load of theories on this, but the one that's relevant to our video topic today is the whole working from home thing. I think in the past, there's probably been a few different barriers stopping people from working from home. Number 1, technology. It was all just too hard to embrace the technological changes, but these days I think you would struggle to find anyone who hasn't done a gym session or a video meeting on Zoom. Suddenly within a week we all learnt how to use Zoom. Now, number 2, I'm caught up in something there. Problem, what's it called? One of the downfalls to doing a walking and talking video, you're not watching where you're going. Anyway, number 2, I think there was a bit of a trust issue going on there. So a lot of bosses out there were like, I don't know if I can trust my team members to be productive when they're working from home. Again, we've been forced to embrace this change. So people are suddenly realizing that, oh, hey, it's not for everyone, but a lot of my team members, I can actually trust them to be productive from home. It's not such an issue after all. And number 3, I think it was kind of socially unacceptable, let's just say, to work from home. You weren't a real business unless you had a big fancy office in the city. Well, suddenly we're all in the same game there. We've all come down to working from home, so it's socially acceptable all of a sudden. So I think long term, once we open up again, once COVID goes away, people will sit there and they'll question why they had the big fancy offices. So they'll start to go, you know what, maybe I don't need to pay for that leasing fee. Maybe I can actually have my teams working from home. Maybe it's not so bad after all. So I do think we will start to see that sort of shift occurring. Now, the next question that naturally flows on from that is everyone goes, okay, well, do you think council's actually going to relax the rules? Do you think they're going to encourage people to work from home long term? Yeah, here's the thing. Now, I'm no psychic. I can't sit here and say I know exactly what council's going to say. But I think there's 2 massive, massive hurdles that they need to overcome before they could even consider this. And I personally don't see how they could overcome these issues. Number 1, leading into probably the start of this year, we saw a massive increase in retail vacancies. Like every second day, there was a new big company chain, a new retail chain that was going into liquidation. They just can't compete with the online world anymore. And council was actually offering rebates to people to get them to try and take up new leases within these now ghost townish sort of shopping strips. So council was under a lot of pressure before to try and reduce the vacancy rates to avoid having the economic and social impacts that come from having these ghost towns. Now, if you start encouraging everyone to work from home, you're going to see the same impacts occurring when it comes to the office environment. So why on earth would council want to start encouraging something that's going to cause them more headaches down the track, that's going to create more of these ghost towns for them? Yeah, they're not going to. Ooh, biker coming up behind me by the sound of it. So, number 2, the businesses and residential uses don't tend to work too well together. So residential people tend to complain about the... Oh, there goes dog. Such an exciting video, right? But residents tend to complain about the noise and the parking issues associated with businesses. People don't want businesses taking up all their street parking. They don't want to hear the car doors opening, closing, the people chatting as they go in and out of these properties. So council's going to sit there and go, well, hold on a sec, if we encourage these uses into the future, we're just opening ourselves up to more complaints. Why would they want to do it? So yes, I think council's going to sit there and say, we're not going to change the existing rules. You can continue to do what you've always been allowed to do. However, I can't see them going and trying to reduce the rules, so allowing more people to operate from the premises or allowing more customers to visit and all that sort of stuff, because they're just going to create compliance headaches for themselves and social issues for themselves. Make sure there's no bikers coming in. So yeah, I can't see long term they're going to make any changes. So there you go. That concludes my very first walking and talking video. Oh, it actually worked okay, aside from a couple of bikes and things like that. Anyway, as I always say, until next time, thanks for watching.
For all you red tape lovers out there, I have one thing to say. Well, no, actually, I've got 3. Number 1, the advice provided in these videos is general in nature. It's not site-specific. You would be a silly Billy to go and make financial decisions based on this advice without first checking with the town planner. Don't be a silly Billy. Number 2, Brisbane town planning is in no way linked to Brisbane City Council. The views expressed in these videos are my own, not council's. So if you don't like them, blame me, not council. Number 3, what was my number 3? Oh yeah, the views expressed in these videos are accurate at the time of recording. If you're watching this video back 10 years from now, the views may not be so accurate. That's all.